What's up, guys? So the game is out. I'm gonna talk a little bit of what I think about it, and I'm gonna focus on the things that they added this year. I'm not gonna get into the whole game because, as we all knew, it is pretty much cut and paste NASCAR Heat 4 with these small additions, plus rosters, paint, DLC paint schemes, all that stuff. So I just want to focus on what's new and tell you what I think so far. So I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I spent a lot of time on it today. I downloaded it yesterday. I didn't spend that much time on it yesterday, but right away, uh, it's apparent there are a lot of bugs and glitches in the game. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where this is common business practice to release video games with bugs and glitches. Developers have been doing this for many years, and ever since the advent of being I guess online, uh, they can go back after releasing a game and fix certain things afterwards. So what happens is developers have become very lazy and complacent when it comes to quality control and testing. This game in particular bothers me not because it's just another game that has bugs and glitches. Yes, they're going to patch it. They're probably working on it right now. The problem is we don't really know when you this patch is going to come out, or patches. Patches don't. It's not a guarantee to fix issues. Sometimes it introduces new issues. When Utechnics was doing these games, every year they released these games. They had bugs and glitches, and they released. I lost count of how many patches Utechnics released because they would release a patch. It did nothing. Sometimes it made the game worse, and it just never really seemed to fix certain problems. And with 704, the first game being uh, Evolution, the first two games actually, they couldn't get the caution system to work right. I don't know if you guys remember, but the caution just wouldn't work the way it was intended to. It would either never come out, or it would come out, for anything. And they weren't able to just patch it right away. They never really got it right until like the third game. And I mean, it's not perfect now, but it's definitely, serviceable. But it's such a minor, I don't even know if you could call it a feature, but just to have a caution system work in a NASCAR game, it's like a no-brainer, and it's such a minor detail, and yet they had problems with it. This is why I don't trust patches, and a lot of times, they'll introduce new problems. So what bothers me about this game in particular, because like I said, most games nowadays they are released with bugs and glitches. But this game in particular, because it's such a cut and paste rehash of last year's game, there's really no excuse, because when you go down the list of the things they added, the testing, uh, they claim the AI is better. I'll talk about that in further along. Uh, there's the DNF feature that doesn't work. The simple customization uh, that they added. Now, I've been asking for this, and I'm happy they did it. But I want to show you. I want you to focus on something, right? This is a real simple scheme, but one, I just want you guys to see why I pushed for these seemingly insignificant things in the game. And I always tell you guys that details matter. So I wanted the ability to color the outline, change the color of the outline on these number fonts. And I know that some of you guys probably hear stuff like that and think, why is this guy focused on such insignificant stuff? Because I really believe that every little detail matters and it makes a difference. Now, in my opinion, this number really pops. I really like that, the outline isn't just a plain black outline. I like it. So I try to match it to the other green in the design here, right? I'm asking you to focus on this for another reason, actually. But I like the way that you can make these numbers pop now because of that ability to change the color of the outline. That's why I focus on things like that, because it makes a difference. And it's such a tiny detail, but you can see it makes a difference. But moving on from that, yes, we know these numbers are too small. This one doesn't look as bad as the other fonts, but that we already knew. But this is such a simple thing that they did, and still there are problems. First of all, for some reason, the color white doesn't translate to the number fonts, whether it's the inside or the outline. If you try to use white, it comes out as gray, just like the car here. It's the same gray as the car, and so that's one issue, right? The other issue is that no matter, for some reason, the colors that have to do with the number never really match the rest of the car. So like here I tried to match this green with this, and from a distance I'm sure you guys are looking at it and it looks the same, but it's not. When you're playing it in real time, the shade is off. And no matter what you do in the color palette of the customization, you can't match perfectly certain colors. And I tried this with several different colors because I wanted to see if it, for some reason, it's an issue. The color white's an issue. Also, uh, no matter what color you choose for your wheels, when you race in the game, they just change randomly, right? So none of these issues that I'm talking about right now are game breaking. It's not something that's going to ruin your game experience to the point where it's like, oh my God, this is really a big deal. I know it's not that big of a deal, but it bothers me because they didn't really add a lot to the game. So the things they did add, I want to see work. It should work out of the box. It shouldn't be something that now we have to wait for them to fix in a patch. We don't know when they're going to issue a patch. I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they're working on it or they're planning something, whatever. But the people that bought the game, we're at their mercy. We're kind of just gonna have to deal with the game as it is until they decide that they can go in and fix this stuff, and hopefully the patch actually works. Like I said, these patches don't always work, and sometimes they actually introduce other issues to the game. So I'm gonna move away from this. It's not the end of the world. It's not that big a deal, but that's why these things bother me, because you didn't really add a lot to the game to begin with. So all of this should have been tested, and it should have had to pass quality control. And this is not just 704, or I'm not just pointing a finger at these guys. This is a this is the entire gaming industry. They've managed to get things to a point where, and this isn't new, but they've managed to get things to a point where they expect consumers to just accept these games with bugs and glitches and then just wait and hope that the developer actually fixes this stuff in a timely manner. That's not cool. And if this game was something where they added some real innovative stuff and they added a lot of content and it wasn't just a cut and paste rehash, I could be more forgiving because I could say, well, they really tried to push things this year and they added a lot of things and it's, they're not going to catch everything. So, I would be more patient, but not for this. You and you're charging the full price for the game, knowing full well it's only offering the most tiniest additions, and these things don't work. So the customization, this stuff, it's glitchy, it's not working. I'm done with that. The other thing is, and I'll talk about that later down the line, but I'm gonna let you guys see a little bit of gameplay footage. I'm sure you guys wanted to see some of that.
I didn't get to spend too much
All right.
time on it,
I'm gonna leave the volume
but
low,
I want you guys to pay attention to a couple of things that I'll talk about
so I'm
later.
gonna let it go into the race. I'm just gonna. All right. This is something I did
As
like.
you can
So
see,
not everything's bad.
remove the steering wheel.
First of all, I'm in spite of the bugs and glitches, I am having a good time with the game. So I don't want people to think that the game is a complete disaster. It's not. I'm having a lot of fun. I really enjoy the racing, but the problem is that I it's NASCAR Heat 4 is just as enjoyable. The racing is just as good with the AI and all that. So there's nothing new here. They said they worked on the AI. I see no difference at all in the game. I see nothing about the AI that tells me, oh, I noticed something there. It's different. It doesn't look like they touched anything when it comes to the AI, which they listed as something they
I
worked on.
overdrove that last corner.
Atlanta is one of my favorite tracks. I just love the feel of the track. I like racing here, and I do enjoy it. But as 704 themselves have said, it is one of the easier tracks in the game, and they said they worked on it and made it to raise the difficulty. I was looking forward to that, so I specifically uploaded this so that you guys can see how easy it is. It's no the challenge is exactly the same. I'm using the same custom setup from NASCAR 84 that I was using, and this is a one-off single race. So I'm not using like a 3-star, 4-star ride. This is a full 5-star, ride. So I got the custom setup. Everything is just like it is at NASCAR 84, so I can see if there's a difference between the two, and there isn't. The AI is no different. Now, again, I really enjoy the racing in this game, and I think the AI is good. But my point is that there's nothing new here, and the difficulty is still easy. I work my way to the front. I take over. I'm not going to show you the whole race. I'm just going to show you a bit of this, and then I'm going to move forward to another thing, which is the uh, the DNS. Okay, so I'm trying to focus on the things they added. Oh, by the way, I was concerned about this cockpit view with no steering wheel. It looked kind of awkward, and you probably watching it now on YouTube, it might look awkward to you. However, I was pleasantly surprised that I do enjoy this without the steering wheel, and it's not as awkward as I was fearing it would be. It has to do with how I play. I play on a rig. I have a steering wheel. I got the whole setup, and I have the TV only 3 feet away from me. So I'm really close to the TV. So it doesn't look as awkward. It actually looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. So I was pleasantly surprised. I do like this without the steering wheel. If you sit further back from the TV, I do think it's kind of awkward. I still want them to, make this whole field of view something you can customize and just change how it looks. But I do like this cockpit view, and I'm enjoying it. So that's that. So that's a nice surprise. So let's move forward. All right. As you can see, I'm in fourth place. I'm still in the stage one, only 19 laps in, and I'm already going to take the lead. So the point is, this is easy. It's
Overdrove it.
they didn't make it any more challenging. So
I
I
was
don't know what they
able
did.
to avoid wrecking.
All right, I'm still there dominating. At some point, I decided to try to test. Okay, I
Yeah,
wanted to test out
because I
the
think
the
we've
DNF.
established that Atlanta is the same as it was last
DNF
year
doesn't work.
in terms of
So
difficulty.
I don't know. I crashed already. All right.
See,
Yeah, watch this. I hit the wall as hard as I could. Okay, that's a pretty hard hit.
all right, I'm not gonna pit.
All right, no DNF. Okay, fine. But I decided to stay out and not pit, leave the damage, so I could try to get a DNF. At some point, I crashed again. Now you could see up here, the oil temperature is 353 degrees, and I'm still wrecking. No DNF. All right, look at the oil temperature. Look at the damage. I'm just revving the hell out the car.
Nothing.
I'm trying to blow the motor, and you could see the whole field
You
of
could see
cars.
the AI. They're just crawling around. What the hell?
Yeah, the AI. I was completely out of the way.
Yeah,
They're not going
I
full
was
speed. They're
worried.
like
Nothing's
just going
happening.
around real slow. So I think at some point I decided to just to hell with it. I fixed. Hold on. Yeah, I actually. Yeah. So I knew. I said, okay,
Yeah,
this isn't working.
DNF
The
system
DNF's
does
not
not
working.
work.
Let me see if I could just go and
All
fix
right, let's
everything.
see
Boom.
what happens if. Yep,
And
magically
magically, of
fixed
course,
everything.
everything's back to 100%. And I'm starting in 40th, and already dominating again. Look, 13th, 10th place. Yeah, so in no time, I got up into the top 10. This track is too easy. They didn't do anything to this. They said that they would increase the difficulty. So at some point, I just said, okay, I know I'm not even interested in winning. I said maybe I could get the DNF to work. So I took the lead at that point, but then I was like, okay, yeah, I wrecked again. Another big hard hit. Nothing. So now I'm just riding around.
Yeah, let's see if we could redline this thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Look how
rev the hell
smooth
out
it's
of it. I
going.
left it in first gear.
It's like they're rubber banding.
And this is green flag, by the way. And look how slow the entire field's going.
Look how slow. Oh
This
my
is not a
god.
caution.
They're going like 80 or 90. I'm doing 60, 65.
Yeah, I'm trying to just blow the motor up. Nothing. No DNF. Yeah, so I think I made my point. Uh, the features listed in this game don't work. They, they got bugs, glitches, and I haven't even discovered everything. I'm sure there are people out there who found other stuff. So Why why should you buy this game? You shouldn't. If you don't have NASCAR Heat 4, it's $20 right now. You're gonna get the same experience pretty much. You don't need a test session. If all you want is to race against the AI, it's $20. Get NASCAR Heat 4. Don't buy this. And I made a decision to support these guys, and I don't want to judge them only on this game. What I'm judging them on is the fact that they chose to release this game knowing full well that they didn't do much to it, and they're asking for full price. That's a business decision. They own that. So I can tell you that it's not fair to judge them on this, and that I'm waiting to the next gen to judge them. But this was a business decision made by them. Where's the testing? Where's the quality control? This is unacceptable to release the game like this out of the box. And you promised, DNF, the customization doesn't, there's glitches there. I mean, these are the most basic features. Basic. And they're all covered in glitches. None of these are game breaking issues, by the way. So I'm not telling you that, oh my God, this is the worst game. It's not a bad game. I'm having a lot of fun racing and playing the career mode. What I'm telling you is that the only reason to buy NASCAR Heat 5 is because of that list of things that they said they did. And I'm telling you, DNF doesn't work. There's issues with the customization. The the AI, I don't see any evidence that they actually did anything different. It's the same game. One thing that I did notice, another positive, it seems like they did work on the force feedback for the steering wheels. I don't know if I'm imagining things, but it does feel a little different. It feels improved over NASCAR Heat 4. But again, that's not enough of a reason for people to buy the game. You can get NASCAR Heat 4 for $20 and you're going to have the same very solid racing experience. Okay? It's a good, fun racing experience offline. The only other reason to buy this game is if you like playing online. If you want to be in the Pro League, you can't do it on NASCAR Heat 4. So you have to get NASCAR Heat 5 if you want to be online. Also, the lobbies of NASCAR Heat 4, they're going to start going empty because people are going to be moving on to this. So if you really want to be playing online, you're going to have to bite the bullet. But I know there's a lot of people out there on the fence. I can't justify anybody buying this right now. Even if they fix some of these bugs and issues, uh, I don't see anything. They didn't make Atlanta any harder. The AI is the same. I've raced, I've run, I don't know how many races. I was on this all day today. I did trucks, Xfinity, and cup races. I did career mode stuff. I'm having a blast with it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm only talking about what this game is supposed to do that NASCAR Heat 4 doesn't. And the answer is practically nothing. So those are my thoughts on this. I've only been playing it for a day, but what can I possibly discover beyond what I saw today that would make me say to people, buy the game? I was very clear about why I chose to support the game. Because I honestly do think that the game itself, I knew what it was going to be. They didn't have time to do more. They're hiring. There's so much going on. I already explained that. But based on just the things they did supposedly add to the game, it's a mess. Now, hopefully they fix it. Hopefully they patch it soon. Whatever. But I'm at a point now where I almost don't care if they patch the booth or the the customization. The level of detail is so lacking when simple things like trying to color the number or the outline white and it just comes out gray for whatever reason, or you change the color to the wheels and then on its own it just doesn't, it just changes it to another color. I know that that's not a game breaking issue. I know that. What I'm trying to say is that that highlights a lack of detail. It highlights a lack of attention. There is nothing here to indicate that they actually spent time testing or trying to do some kind of quality control. You're charging full price for this game, which is already something that you shouldn't have done. This is not worth full price, but you ask people to pay full price, and you can't even, the little tiniest things that you said you did to the game either don't work or don't even exist. I don't know what to say. I'm not even upset. I mean, I'm sure you can tell. I'm not. I'm just. I want to believe in these guys, but they keep showing little things that just, I don't know how to explain it. That how you release a game, I don't know. I don't see any testing. What testing was done? If the moment you plug this game on, you put the game on, you notice right away some of these bugs and glitches. The trophies still say NASCAR Heat 4 on them. Again, it's not a game breaking issue, but it just shows you a lack of attention to detail. And I know that these guys are going through a lot of stuff. They're trying to get their stuff together, all this other stuff. But come on, man. It's a cut and paste NASCAR Heat 4, and they just added some tiny little things and they don't even work. There's no defending that, and I can't. I'm just, those of you, if you're like me and you just enjoy the offline racing against AI, get NASCAR Heat 4. It's $20. You're still supporting 704 and motorsports. You're still supporting them, but it's $20. Then there's nothing here that would make me say to somebody, it's worth it for this or that. And if you're somebody that just cares about online racing, then you have no choice. You got to buy this game because that's the way they made it. It's a pass to keep playing online pro league stuff. So, oh boy, those are my thoughts. I know you guys wanted, you know, to know more about the game. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Later, let me know what your thoughts are. I look forward to your comments. Later.